Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here, this time reviewing on Futurama The Beast with a Billion's Back. Now, as you know, Futurama The Beast with a Billion's Back is a 2008 direct-to-video adult animated science fiction film, which of course was meant to be the second film in the set of four direct-to-video DVD films, which of course made up the show's fifth season, which of course was meant to be four parts of different animated films. And the best way I can see where the Beast with a Billion's Back is going for is the message of relationships, approval seeking, and what really is genuine love, acceptance, as well as feeling wanted and needed. And the premise of the film is meant to take place 1 month after the universe was ripped open during the events of Futurama, Bender's big school. And we kind of see how some characters' lives have kind of started to turn or became completely different. Like Fry starting to date a girl named Colleen, and we kind of see how Amy and Kip decide to tie the knot, and we kind of see how Bender joins a sort of gentleman's club known as the League of Robots. And at first, I think what the film is trying to do is show how Fry goes back into the dating game, but I think the only problem with Colleen's character, she's just basically a copy and paste version of obviously Fry's past girlfriend known as Michelle. And the best way I can kind of describe basically Colleen's character, she's just obviously there to be a copy and paste version of her. The only difference is she wants approval, but she does it with so many boyfriends that obviously Fry thinks it's fine at first, but then just sees how damaging it is. You kind of think after Fry's past experiences with relationships, he would have probably figured this was wrong and tried to do something about it. And I kind of see what the point of what's on the other side is. Maybe the example of people who are lonely, they want acceptance, as well as wanting to be wanted and needed. And I can kind of see the point of Evo's character is the example of that guy that you know who just wants to be loved. They want to be accepted. They expect to be approved of. And I think David Cross definitely works as Evo's character, because you can definitely tell from his voice, how he sounds, and how he sort of talks, like he really wants a relationship to work. And I think it's interesting how obviously the film would sort of foreshadow the whole non-binary community with the terms of they, them, and so forth. And this is where I think some personalities, like I said with some revivals, definitely feel like they've just kind of demoted some characters or made them feel out of place. Like Fry kind of being demoted more into this guy who's just there for the plot, or is just basically there to be at the sidelines. You kind of get a sense like Bender kind of being demoted into still being a bit of a hellraiser. You kind of get a feel like Leela kind of is semi-demoted, but not completely. But I think this is the problem I do have a bit with some show revivals. Sometimes, yeah, characters feel like replacement to others. There's a sense of a different identity, and it just feels like we've seen the same formula before. And you kind of think with, obviously, Fry's past relationship with Michelle, you kind of think he would have learned from experience, as well as from his own mistakes in being something similar with basically Colleen. And it just feels like they kind of made Fry less of what he was in the first 4 seasons, and just made him more like this sort of token character. I think what the first 4 seasons got right with Fry's character is that he had to learn things from his past the hard way. He had to kind of use his past knowledge for the right reasons. He had to learn that his nostalgia clouded his judgment. And I think that's what made Fry into a sort of relatable, but a character you could definitely see yourself as. Sometimes things don't work out the first, the second, or the third time. It's just learning from trial and errors, and just having to analyse your own mistakes. I just feel like they've kind of made some characters as replacements, or it just feels like they've got a message there, but it's just suffering from the whole revival effect. And this is definitely makes me more concerned, worried, and a little increasingly concerned with how revivals have gone, because I think if a show ends on a good note and it's no longer needed, sometimes a revival or a continuation can damage what made the show work. It happened to Totally Spies, it happened to basically Young Justice, and given with the popular show at the time, Code Loco is going to get another season, I'm worried how other shows are going to suffer the same effect if this does continue. So my best thoughts with Futurama, The Beast with a Billion's Back, it's kind of alright, kind of okay, but obviously suffering the revival effect, but still having a good message about approval seeking and how it can sort of affect, push, or sort of do more harm than good if you fail to take responsibility. So it definitely deserves thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, kind of okay, but just there to sort of be another Futurama film, and the final one with Brittany Murphy as the character Colleen. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.